Hey everybody, Dr. Diane, your chronic illness expert here, talking today about methylene blue and its use for helping with chronic illnesses such as Lyme, mold, fibromyalgia, migraines, chronic fatigue, and so much more. So my mouth is very blue right now. You can see I have a blue tongue because I have taken my methylene blue today. So I'm currently taking methylene blue in a troche form, and this is why I'm taking it. So methylene blue has been shown to help with mitochondrial dysfunction. So one of the things it does is it shuttles electrons into the mitochondria, and the part of the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell that gives the cell more energy and that produces more energy. Methylene blue will help with that functioning. So it can therefore be used for all sorts of things like neurodegenerative diseases where we see that there's less energy in our cells or where energy metabolism is impaired because it is improving the energy in our mitochondria, which is why the impacts can be so widespread because we need the mitochondria of all of our cells to function. I'm really liking this troche form of methylene blue that I'm using because I feel a pretty significant immediate increase in clarity in my brain. And I don't feel like I have brain fog, right? I've dealt with brain fog. I had mold illness. I had Lyme disease. I know what brain fog feels like. I don't experience any brain fog, right? My brain feels clear on a general basis, but this seems to get my brain to that next level of clarity. Another thing that methylene blue can do is it actually inhibits something called monoamine oxidase, which is also known as MAO or MAOA. What this enzyme does, what MAOA does, is it helps to break down neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. So when we inhibit the breakdown of these things, what that means is we have more of these things. We have more serotonin, we have more dopamine. Therefore, this can really be helpful for things like depression and anxiety, these mood-related disorders as well, which I know is so common in chronic illness, right? When we have chronic illness, oftentimes there's something dysregulating the production of these hormones, these neurotransmitters, these brain chemicals. And so when we actually, we want to go for that root, right? We want to treat the Lyme, the mold, the Marcons, all the toxins, all of that. But then we take a step back and say, hey, we are also going to go after the other component of this. We're going to help to actually almost like put this Band-Aid on and restore the levels while we're treating the root. We can see that symptoms can start to improve a little bit while we're going after that root cause. We also see with methylene blue that it inhibits nitric oxide synthase. So this is going to reduce nitric oxide production. So it's going to decrease vasodilation, right? So we're going to get a little bit more of that vasoconstriction. And so this can actually help when we have a lot of inflammation. Reducing some of that blood flow in that way can actually lower that inflammation in the body. Potentially, I believe this could help with things like POTS as well. So anytime we have that dysautonomia, and we are getting changes in things like postural issues, we get that huge increase in blood pressure or in heart rate, and we get that drop in blood pressure. So we're feeling that tachycardia, that fast heart rate, but then we feel like we're going to faint or pass out at the same time. I believe methylene blue could potentially be useful in this as well. So there's many other different types of things that are being studied for methylene blue. One of the most important things, though, is you can find methylene blue online. But before you take it, you need to make sure you are tested for a G6PD deficiency. If you have a deficiency in this particular enzyme and you take methylene blue, it could actually be you could have such a negative reaction that you could wind up in the hospital. So while you can find this in some locations online in small doses, I do recommend that you talk to your doctor, you get a G6PD test, you kind of analyze for if this is truly right for you. But I am seeing really cool results with myself, as with others. You can take it orally to avoid the blue tongue situation that I have here going on. I have tried it orally. Personally, I notice the impacts of the methylene blue more in the troche form that dissolves in the mouth and leaves this side kind of effect. So that's why I'm taking it this way. But know that if you don't want to walk around looking like a Smurf tongue like me, there is that option too. So just talk to your doctor about it. Make sure you get that genetic test done so you know if it's right for you. And again, make sure you also always go to look for the root cause, because while this can help with so many things, and it can help with the damage that we get from toxic stress or from chronic hidden infections and other things, we still want to get to that root cause as well. If you need any help, you can get a hold of me in my clinic and look at working with my team and I in the show notes below. Thanks so much. Ciao for now.